way.
We just show up and grind all day, only results matter anyway. Eyes straight forward, no time to play. Block out the noise, let nothing sway. We don't care what others pursue. Our focus sharp, our goal so true. Their distractions ain't got a clue. We just win, that's what we do. Turn it up on the victory ride. We got heart and we got pride. Let the doubters run and hide. We're the force they can't deny. Keep your eyes on the finish line. No looking back, no wasting time. We climb the ranks, we shine and shine. Success is drawn like a fine line. Turn it up on the victory ride. We got heart and we got pride. Let the doubters run and hide. We're the force they can't deny. Keep your eyes on the finish line. No looking back, no wasting time. We climb the ranks, we shine and shine. Success is drawn like a fine line. Turn it up on the victory ride. We got heart and we got pride. Let the doubters run and hide. We're the force they can't deny. Step by step we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see jaws drop. When we win, we own the lot. We don't care what others pursue. Our focus sharp, our goal so true. Their distractions ain't got a clue. We just win, that's what we do. Turn it up on the victory ride. We got heart and we got pride. Let the doubters run and hide. We're the force they can't deny. Keep your eyes on the finish line. No looking back, no wasting time. We climb the ranks, we shine and shine. Success is drawn like a fine line. Keep your eyes on the finish line. No looking back, no wasting time. We climb the ranks, we shine and shine. Success is drawn like a fine line. Step by step we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see jaws drop. When we win, we own the lot. Step by step we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see jaws drop. When we win, we own the lot. Step by step we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see jaws drop. When we win, we own the lot. Step we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see jaws drop. When we win, we own the lot. Yeah.
They said I never rise, tried to clip my wings, but now I own the skies. I'm the one who sings. I stood on the battlefield bold and raw. They tried to cut me down, said I taste the flaw. But here I stand now feeling tall. The doubts crumble like a castle wall.
We wanna run the wall under the burning sun.
Now I watch them run like the night undone. They wanted us down to see us crawl, but in the end we broke the fall. They fall.
They whispered words meant to twist and bind. Told me my dreams were just lost in time. But I kept my heart wild and free. Their darkness couldn't swallow me.
They laughed behind my back, called me just a dreamer. But now I'm on the track, I'm a true believer.
Look at them running, ducking and hiding. They thought we'd fall, now we're the titans.
They tried to take me down, told me I'd be nothing, but wore a broken crown. Now I'm the one bluffing.
We won the war under the burning sun.
Now I watch them run like the night undone. They wanted us down to see us crawl, but in the end we broke, they fall.
Look at them running, ducking and hiding. They thought we'd fall,
Now we're the titans. Look at them now, head in their hands.
We built a kingdom from the wastelands. United and fierce, our spirits soar. They never knew we'd win this war.
We wanted it so bad. We fought the toughest fight. Now they stand so sad, blinded by our lies. We won the war under the burning sun. Now watch them run like a night under. They wanted us down to see us crawl, but in the end we broke. They fall, they fall.
Now they the shadows hiding in fear. We the beacon shining bright and clear. They echoes fade in the dust we rise, with victory's flame in our eyes. Now they the shadows hiding in fear. We the beacon shining bright and clear. They echoes fade in the dust we rise, with victory's flame in our eyes.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. I am Tickle Trough. We are engineered to win. Hopefully everyone had an amazing week. My week was pretty good, pretty busy, but we are here. We don't miss. We don't miss. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. So what we have planned for today, we are going to be going through our economic review. I want to talk a little bit about UPS and Amazon's 50% breakup. It's like a half breakup, right? They're a little separated. So I'm going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the tariffs that are starting today, February 1st, 2025, under the new Trump administration. We're going to be looking at the personal consumer price expenditure thing, PCE, durable goods, new home sales, and stuff. All right, so that's the plan for today. This is wait. What show are we even doing? What show? This is the Men Lie, Women Also Lie, but numbers manipulate. And we're going to be reviewing the weekly economic numbers to see what in the world is going on in our economy. It's been a crazy week. Two plane crashes. The one that crashed into the helicopter, and then there was another plane that crashed in Philadelphia yesterday. I do not know what in the world is going on over here. That is absolutely crazy. But what can we do? We got to figure it out. We have to figure it out. All right. So let's get some quick announcements out of the way. Do me a favor on your way in. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. We are going to be doing a Patreon meetup with my guy, The Wealth Building Journey, CJ. He's going to be taking us through company management and industry stability when it comes to investing in stocks and stuff like that. He is an expert in that type of stuff. So that's why we collaborate with him so he can share his wealth building journey knowledge with us, right? Shout out to my guy CJ. That's going to be in the Patreon tonight at 7 p.m. So looking forward to seeing you there. I'm also going to be recording it as well so you can catch it on playback if you are not able to see it. So it is available to all of my Patreon members. We're going to be going live tomorrow for DevOps on YouTube. So looking forward to seeing you there. I have to figure out because we kind of finished what we were doing with Kubernetes for the Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. Actually, no, we have not finished yet. We have not finished yet. We actually have to deploy it on Google Cloud Platform. So we'll get into that tomorrow. How do we deploy Kubernetes on Google Cloud Platform? And then we'll go from there, right? So tomorrow we're going to be going live. And I'll tell you about the rest of the schedule for the rest of the week tomorrow on our live stream. But this is going to be the economic review. Let me check the chat really, really quick. We have Magnetar17 in the building, says good morning. Good morning to you as well, Magnetar. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you had an amazing week and your weekend is going to be awesome. So shout out to you. All right, let's get the show on the road. Let's get the show on the road because guess what? I didn't even set my timer yet. I did not even set my timer. Let me put my 90-minute timer. I hate when I forget, right? But we'll try to get out as early as possible because I have a lot of things to do today. I have a lot of plans. So let's try to get out before the 90-minute mark. We'll probably be going over, but I'm gonna try to avoid that. All right. So I want to start off with our UPS story, right? So basically, from what I've seen so far, UPS is cutting 50%, yes, 50% of their business with Amazon, saying that it ain't working for us. It's not working for us. I don't know all the details yet. Let's find out together what is going on with UPS, right? Let's get to it. All right, so let's watch this together, and then we will give some commentary. Then I have an article about it that we can take a look at to see what in the world is going on. All right, so let's get to it.
Kelly, thank you. And Carol Tomei, CEO of UPS, it's great to have you on. Thanks for being with us today.
Good to see you, Morgan.
So I do want to start with the fact that for fourth quarter, your earnings beat expectations, but it was really that full year 2025 revenue guidance and operating profit coming in weaker than expected. And then this news about Amazon and the fact that you're going to be tapering some of those volumes here through 2026 that has sent the shares lower. How much of the Amazon business piece of this is factoring into your guidance for 2025?
Well, Morgan, it's great to spend some time with you. And let me just talk a little bit about our Amazon relationship. We've been together for nearly 30 years. They are our largest customer, but they're not our most profitable customer. And the contract with Amazon came up for renewal in 2025, so we stepped back to take a look at where did we want to take this business going forward. Because if we didn't take action, it would have diminishing returns. So we looked at a number of different alternatives and decided that the best thing to do would to accelerate a glide down of their volume, taking it down by more than 50% by June of 2026. What that means in terms of the guidance is simply this. In the United States, our volume will decline in 2025 by 8.5%. Our revenues will decline by about 2%, but our profit will increase by 14.5%.
As you do grow margins and as you do seek out, and I'm going to get into this a little bit more in just a moment, some of these perhaps more profitable areas of business, have you been surprised to see the reaction in the stock today? I mean, UPS is having its worst day on record. I mean, we have in some ways seen this playbook play out before, just a couple of years ago when FedEx disentangled itself.
I mean, if you break up with Amazon, I could see your. I mean, I don't know if people are going to pick up on the fact that the CEO said that although Amazon is their biggest customer, they are not. Did they say they're not profitable at all, or for them, or they're not their most profitable customer? Because if you're saying you're going to break up with Amazon by 50%, but and your revenue is going to go down, and something else is going to go down, but your profits are going to go up by 14.2%. That's interesting. That is interesting how that works. I mean, I guess it sounds like Amazon is making them lose money if their profits are going to go up by breaking up with Amazon. I mean, it's definitely a business decision, but what I do understand is the sentiment of people saying, "Whoa, you are separating yourself from the biggest retailer in the United States and pretty much in the world." And so I can see how they might not react well to that. But let's continue. Let's continue to see what else she has to say.
Sell from its own Amazon contracts.
So we had a big announcement today, and there was a lot for the market to digest. I think as the days and weeks come, and analysts and investors digest our news, they will understand that we are taking control of our destiny. We are going to grow in the parts of the market that value our end-to-end network and value the capabilities that we have been investing in that differentiate us from the rest of the market. We are not a shrinking company. We are a growing company, but we need to take control of the Amazon volume.
How do you plan to backfill that volume as it comes down at Amazon, especially given the fact that the last time you and I spoke in March of last year on the heels of your Investor Day, you laid out this 1+2 plan and this better and bolder vision for the company?
Yes, so the 1+2 plan played out beautifully. We ended up with a lot of momentum in 2024, growing revenue and profit. As we think about how are we going to grow going forward, well, the U.S. small package market is growing in the low single-digit area in 2020-25, and we're going to take share. How are we going to take share? By leveraging the capabilities that we've been investing in. And I'll give you one example. We've seen great growth in our small and medium-sized customer segment. That segment reached now about 29% of our total business in the United States in 2024. And we're going to grow that to 32% in 2025 and then on our way to 35% by 2026. It doesn't stop with SMBs, however. We're growing into cold chain logistics. We just completed the acquisition of another cold chain logistics, healthcare logistics company in Germany known as Frigo-Trans. So our healthcare business was pretty growthy last year, and it will continue to grow in 2025. The healthcare business in 2024 grew 5%. In 2025, it's going to grow nearly 8%. And we're on our way to take that business to a $20 billion business by 2026.
Now, you've also said you're going to be reconfiguring the network. You plan to extract $1 billion in cost savings. How does that happen?
So there are different cost-out activities associated with the announcements that we made today. We have a lot of assets and resources that support the Amazon volume. And as the Amazon volume comes down, we will be freeing up resources and assets. We'll close about 10% of our buildings throughout the United States as an example of how we're freeing up assets and resources. And clearly, our staffing, well, it flexes with the volume that's inside of our network. On the Efficiency Reimagined announcement that we had today, this is about just improving many of our processes.
All right. Let me translate for you guys real quick, right? Amazon employees, I mean, not Amazon, UPS employees, right? She just said she's going to be closing down buildings. She's going, efficiency reimagined means that there's going to be layoffs at UPS. So I'm just translating what she's saying to you. If you work for UPS, there's going to be layoffs. There's going to be buildings that are going to be closing. That's what efficiency reimagined means. They're fancy words, right? But there's going to be layoffs at UPS. It honestly sounds like she reminds me of the type of people when you're interviewing them and they're not sure of what they have on their resume. So she's just like putting nice words together when you say efficiency reimagined and stuff like that. So it kind of sounds like it's not looking pretty good for UPS, I must say. We shall see. We shall see. When you say that I'm cutting 50% of my business with the biggest retailer, it doesn't sound good. And then you also have a memo that says it says efficiency reimagined. Does not sound good. Let's finish this video off.
To take out costs. We've got some pretty archaic processes in our company still today. For example, we still take checks. So we've identified over $1 billion of cost savings just by running a better business going forward.
And then
So basically, she says that they are not running a very efficient business. And that's why they have to reimagine efficiency, right? You never want to hear reimagining efficiency because I try, my goal is to imagine efficiency on the very first time so I don't have to reimagine it and then have to take drastic measures like cutting 50% of my business with my unprofitable business with Amazon, the biggest retailer in the United States. But let's take a quick look at this article before we actually get into our economic topics for today. And then I'm gonna read this. We're gonna go through this article real quick. You know what? You know what? I am not gonna go through the article. I'm gonna do something a little fancy. We're gonna do this, right? So we're gonna go. I was gonna go to. I was gonna go to this article, right? But I don't want to read this whole article to see the same thing that this lady, Carol Tome, just said. So I'm gonna copy that. And I'm gonna go into my my summarizer, right? You guys remember my little summarizer that I built the other day in our course? And I'm gonna say web page summary. And we paste that in there. Really? All right, hold on. We gotta reprocess all of these. Just do it from right up to here. So let me say, let me run all above selected. Run that. All right, let's try that again. Let's see if we can get a summary of this article. Well, that sucks. Let me try it on our OpenAI one. Display summary. Let's try it on this real quick. Run selected and insert below. Run selected into advanced. Run all above selected. Let's do that. And let's do that. And let's say display. Oops, where'd it go? I just do it on this one. Display summary. Let's see if OpenAI has better luck. If not, then too bad. So sad. No, Bloomberg says no robots. So basically, Amazon. So basically, this says blowback over Amazon. So control of our destiny, right? So UPS is trying to control their destiny. Unfortunately, Amazon holds their destiny in their shopping cart, right? It says Amazon is the company's largest customer, but not the most profitable. So the question, is it not the most profitable, or is it not profitable at all? Says UPS is seeking higher margin parcels like healthcare shipments. Basically what she said, but they're going to be slicing and dicing their Amazon stuff. While UPS isn't the only carrier affected by the rate hike, Amazon, which also uses postal service for last mile delivery for small parcel, is exempt because it's considered a different type of customer. Said Gooding, when you inject big price increases in the marketplace, you open the door to change. Let me see. Citing the steeper cost, UPS allowed its contract with USPS to lapse at the end of the last year, but the switch poses a challenge for the Atlanta-based company, which now must put more packages on its own trucks with drivers earning union wages, unlike FedEx and Amazon. While we were watching the video, I was thinking about that. You remember when those Amazon or those UPS employees, I think it was the UPS drivers or something, they got those massive pay bumps, right? Because they were on strike. And now the question is it Amazon that's not profitable for them, or is it UPS bad management that makes Amazon not profitable for them? Because Amazon can say that, hey, look, you guys made these decisions. You guys went ahead and wanted to pay $1,000 an hour for your employees, right? So let me check. Let me check. So when did UPS strike happen, and how much was the pay increase? So the last major no, not 1977. Well, maybe they didn't strike, but what what happened? What happened with the UPS potential strike? Was it 2023? So in 2023, UPS workers represented by the Teamsters Union successfully averted a potential strike by reaching a tentative agreement with the company on a new 5-year contract, which includes significant wage increases for both full-time and part-time employees, as well as improved working conditions like air conditioning and new delivery trucks. This deal was later ratified by the majority of UPS workers, effectively ending the strike threat. Let me see. How much? We demanded the best contract in history of UPS, and we got it. Well, we will see about that. Let's see. Did they say how much? All right. So, uh, under the term of the deal, existing full-time and part-time UPS Teamsters will get a $2.75 more per hour and a $7.50 more per hour over the length of the contract. The union said. Meanwhile, existing part-timers will see their pay raised immediately up to no less than $21 per hour. Wage increases for full-time drivers will keep UPS Teamsters as the highest paid delivery drivers in the nation, improving their average top rate to $49 an hour. Huh. Interesting. So this happened in 2023. Now, about a little over a year later, UPS is like, sorry, we can't do that anymore. We can't do that anymore. We have to cut Amazon. We have to cut Amazon. So 50% of the Amazon business is out. Audi 5000. All right. So that is the news. UPS decides to break their relationship with Amazon. It always hurts my heart to see a breakup, but people come and people go. Packages come and packages go. But it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. So let's go back to full screen. Let me check the chat, see what we got going on in the building, and then we'll get to start reviewing our economic numbers. Mitch says that he comes in with the proverbial Amazon. All right. Well, tell us how you really feel, Mitch. Tell us how you really feel. We have, so Magnetar says it is verbal gymnastics that the UPS CEO is doing. I agree 100% with that. She basically said, if I break it down in layman's term, that she is going to be laying off, displacing, make it sound nice. She's going to be displacing employees. And so be careful what you guys wish for, right? If you don't go buy what you deserve, go buy what you earn. All right. We have Night Jade in the building. Says making breakfast and listening in. Thank you so much, Night Jade. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you.
All right. Well, the time has come. We're going to jump into our numbers for the week. Let me pull that up real quick. Let's go over to here. So we are going to our Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. If I can find it. All right. There we go. So what do we have on our docket for today? Let's see what we got going on. Let's go this way. Let me move this over here. All right. Let me try it. Let me see if I change my camera for a second here. Let's go to see if I can fix that camera. Well, that's not working. Let me try to do it here. Let's see. I think that works. I think that works. All right, cool. So let's see what we have today. We have our we have our new home sales. We have our let's see, durable goods orders. We have our consumer board consumer confidence, or conference board consumer confidence, and we have our regular continue. We have our PCE. Let me see. Let me filter this out a little bit better. Let me get these. Just do this one. All right. So we have new home sales. We have durable goods orders. We have our conference board consumer confidence. The FOMC released a statement. Maybe we can use our summarizer for that. Interest rates and initial jobless claims, GDP, core price. Price. What does PC stand for? Again, it stands for Personal Consumption Expenditure Price Index. That's what it is. So we have all of that to review today, but we'll figure it out, right? So let's start off with our new home sales, right? So let's look for new homes. And we have our existing home sales, monthly residential. So monthly new residential sales, right? Is that the one we're looking for? Census Bureau. Let me confirm. This is going to be new home sales. That is, yep, from the Census Bureau, right? So let's do home sales. And we're going to look for new resident. All right, so monthly new residential sales report. So what is this, right? So the U.S. Census Bureau releases a monthly report called Monthly Residential Sales Report as part of its current population survey, CPS. The MRSR provides a comprehensive overview of new single-family home sales in the United States. The report includes data on new single-family homes, number of new homes sold by region, seasonally adjusted, sales volume and dollar value, price per square foot. Additionally, the Census Bureau also releases an annual report called New Residential Sales Report. This provides a detailed analysis of new single-family report sales data from the previous year. The MRSR is released around the 25th of each month and is available on the Census Bureau website. If you're interested in accessing the latest report, check it out. All right, so let's see, how would this affect, because I have my friend Nightjade in the building who regularly recommends the SOC analyst position. I'm just gonna check for a SOC analyst, right? See what we get. And if you have any custom examples that you want to see, drop them in the chat and we will look them up as we go on. All right, should almost be done. I think. Yep, there we go. So let's see. So how does the new residential sales report affect a SOC analyst? So understanding economic trends. Let me see. So it says So what is a SOC analyst, by the way? So SOC analyst is a security operations center analyst. All right. For those who are interested in cybersecurity, this is going to be, let's see if you're in cybersecurity, if you're a SOC analyst, how this report might affect you. I'm not sure if it will, but let's find out. Maybe the example is going to be weak. Maybe it's going to be strong. Let's see. All right. So what it is, the report gives insight into the housing market. All right, so we know that. Impact on SOC analysts. A strong economy could lead to more businesses investing in technology and potentially increasing the number of cyber threats as more companies engage in digital transactions. This situation could prompt SOC analysts to prepare for more sophisticated attacks. And I guess it could have you think about, okay, well, how can this affect, like, as a SOC analyst, as somebody in cybersecurity, how does the housing market affect our security protocols, right? So resource allocation. If the report indicates a spike in home sales, it could lead to an increased population in certain areas, resulting in the need for more resources like servers, cloud services, etc., by businesses in those areas. Impact on stock analysts. The analysts may need to increase monitoring in these regions as a sudden influx of businesses could attract more cyber criminal activity, requiring a stronger security posture. That is true because scammers are everywhere. Scammers are everywhere. So if the scammer is looking for, okay, where's population? Because if you have a town of like 10 people, it might be a little bit hard to pull one over on them, but the more people that you get, the more opportunity you have to scam, right? So we can have our, if we can have our cybersecurity professionals being focused on those areas, all right? So see what the scammers are up to, analyzing client behavior. So what is it? A change in residential sales can affect consumer behavior, including online activity related to real estate and mortgages. The impact on the stock analysts: increased traffic and transactions in real estate websites might create potential opportunities for phishing attacks or data breaches targeting customers looking to buy a home. The analyst needs to be aware of these trends to detect and mitigate potential threats. I mean, I remember back in the days, I would get a notification that, hey, somebody tried to buy some stuff using your credit card in California. I'm like, in California? What? I don't know anybody in California. And they would cancel the card and reverse the charge and stuff like that. But it was weird, right? It was weird. So that's basically how, although the residential report is not directly related to cybersecurity, but that's how it can have some type of usefulness to somebody in cybersecurity, like a SOC analyst. All right. So let's jump into the report now to see what they're talking about. So monthly new residential sales, it was released January 27th on Monday. Let's see what we got going on here. So sales of new single family houses in December 2024 were at a seasonally adjusted rate of 698,000, according to the estimate released jointly today by the U.S. Census Bureau and the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD. This is 3.6% above the revised November rate of 674,000 and is 6.7% above December 2023. So that means more homes were sold than in November, as well as in a year ago, where it was 654,000. Now we're at 698. So the home sales are growing. It's not like by huge margins, but it's still growing, right? An estimated 683,000 new homes were sold in 2024. This is 2.5% above the figure of 2023 of 666,000. Sales price. The median sales price of new houses sold in December of 2024 was 427,000. The average sales price was 513,000. For inventory and monthly sales, for sales, inventory, and monthly supplies, the seasonally adjusted estimate of new houses for sales at the end of December was 494,000. This represents a supply of 8.5 months at the current sales rate. All right, so that is our report on new housing that has been sold for the month of December 2024. Let's go back to full screen. All right, so what do we have next? Let me see. Let me get some water real quick. All right, so we are going to jump into our next one. Nothing in the chat. Do me a favor though, if you haven't already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. All right, so next up on our agenda, we are going to go to, oh, I like this camera. Let me see. Let me see if I go to here. Yeah, I'm gonna change it back. Give me a second. I gotta check my transitions out. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, I like the other transition better. Let me fix that. All right, so if we do that, let me just bear with me for a second. I get picky, OCD times ADHD. I get picky. If I go here, see, I like that. I like how that looks, right? And then I go to over here. I like that. All right, we're gonna keep it like that. Even if I'm not directly looking in the camera, I'm going to keep it like that because I like my transition effect to be a certain way. Okay. So let's go over to back over here. All right. So we got through the new home sales report, quick hits, building permits that were issued in December is 1.482 million. The forecast was at 1.483 million, but it was before that it was 1.493 million building permits that were issued. So we've gone down and we did not meet the forecast. We skyrocketed past the forecast for December. It was supposed to be lower, but it's actually more. All right, so let's go to our durable goods orders, right? And that's also from the U.S. Census Bureau. Let me search for durable goods orders. What example should we use for a durable goods order? Let's go with, if you guys have a suggestion, drop it in the chat. But I will use I know what I'll do. There was a job that I did for like 2 weeks when I was in high school. I think it was like 10th grade. It was at the Greyhound track where you would be getting the dogs into the greyhounds into the cage so that they can take off and run. So we're gonna I don't even know what the title would be. Would that be a dog chaser at a greyhound chaser? I don't know. We'll find out. But I'm gonna use that job unless somebody in the chat gives me a much better suggestion. I'm gonna use that one. All right. So what is the U.S. Census Bureau report on durable goods? So the U.S. Census Bureau is a government that collects information about things happening in our country. One of the reports they make is about durable goods. What exactly are durable goods? Durable goods are cars, like are big items, right? Things that you don't buy more than once in a year. But it's like cars, refrigerators, airplanes, furniture, right? When people or companies order more than two of these things, it usually more of these things. It usually means they feel confident about the future because they're spending money on items that will last for years. What does this report tell us? If orders are increasing, it means businesses and people are spending more, which is usually a good sign that the economy is doing well. If orders are decreasing, it could mean people and companies are being careful with their money, which can suggest the economy is slowing down. All right, so this report helps business owners and government leaders understand how healthy the economy is. If orders are up, companies might hire more people or more workers to build these products. If orders are down, they might slow down hiring. All right, so like I said, I'm going to use the example of the job that I did when I was in high school for 2 weeks. It was I'm going to call it I'm going to have to describe because I don't know the name of it, but let's say Greyhound. I'll just go like this, right? Person who runs after Greyhound dog at race track. Let's see how that goes, right? Because I do not know the exact name of that position. It was not a fun job, I must say. It was not a fun job at all. So let's see how it affects someone who runs after the Greyhound dogs at the racetrack. It says, so we already know what durable goods are. It says, but they're items that are not consumed quickly and have a long life, like cars, appliances, and in this case, equipment used in Greyhound racing. So let's see how this connects to our situation. So understanding racing equipment needs. If the Census Bureau report shows an increase in durable goods for sporting goods or specialized racing equipment, it might indicate that the industry is growing. This means more facilities are investing in better starting gates, tracks, or even gadgets for timing races. If you're running after the dogs, you may benefit from better infrastructure leading to more efficient practices. Okay, I got that. Economic trends. The report can give insight into the broader economy. If durable goods are rising, it's likely suggests that the economy is doing well. A robust economy can lead to higher attendance at racetracks, which means more potential customers for bets, concession, and merchandise. This can translate into more job security and possibly higher earnings for someone working at the racetrack. All right, so probably not. They're probably going to keep you at the minimum wage, right? But I'm just saying that's what our AI thinks it could help you with. Okay. So then we have budgeting for equipment. If you're considering investing in your own gear, like shoes or a uniform for running, you might look at the durable goods report for hints on where prices are trending. If durable goods are rising, it could be a good time to purchase equipment before costs go up even more. Future expansion. If report signals that new durable goods like racing technology are becoming are becoming popular, it might prompt racetracks to further invest in improving their facilities. This means more races, better competition, and potentially more career opportunities for you, whether it's in coaching, event management, or even perhaps partnerships with suppliers. So that's great information, great context on that. So let's see what this report is talking about. All right, so the monthly advance released on Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. Let's see. So December of 2024, it was 276 billion, 2.1 billion, which in November of 2024, our durable goods report was 282.4 billion. So that's kind of scary. We shall see what's going on with that. It says new orders for manufactured durable goods in December down 4 of the last 5 months. Oh, that sucks. Decreased 6.3 billion for 2.2 or 2.2% to 276.1 billion. The U.S. Census Bureau announced today. This followed a 2% November decrease. Excluding defense, new orders decreased 2.4%. Transportation equipment also down 4 of the last 5 months. Drove the decrease 6.9 billion or 7.4% of 86.1 billion. And that, my friends, is our report for the durable goods for the month of December 2024. Let's get back to full screen. All right, so there we have it. There we have it. Let's do this. Let me go to see what we got next. Nothing in the chat yet. I am going to I'll be right back. Just give me a second to get my life together. Where is I? So let's do this. Let's go to here. All right. I will be
Now they see that I was right, Ooh, I stood my ground in every fight. Told them once and told them twice. Guess it took the burn to open eyes. They advocated for the wrong side. Ignored the truth that I could not hide. Now they're stranded in the desert dry, chasing
we are back. Had to step away just for a second, but we're back. We don't miss, all right? So that was our report on the durable goods. We are going to be continuing. Let's see what else we got. Nightjade says with a B. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but if you want to clarify, feel free. If not, that's fine too. But we're going to continue on with the show. Let me turn this on here, by the way. All right, so what else do we have? Let me see. Where are we at on our list of today? So let's do this because we also do want to talk about the tariffs that start today, right? So let me see where we're at. Let me see where we're at. Let's go over to here. All right, so we have, let's go back to home. And next up, we will have, I have to fix this to always have the right filter because it doesn't have any filters on for it right now. And that bothers me a lot. As you can tell, I do not like to do anything manually. I don't like doing things more than once that are repetitive. Like, and that's why I don't like to jog, right? I don't like to jog. I need to be doing something active. All right, let's see. We have next up, let's do the confidence board. After you do, we're going to do confidence board, we're going to do the FOMC, and then we will take a look at the tariffs that are coming in, and then we're going to finish, then we're going to get to the rest of the stuff, right? So let's do consumer confidence board. I'm going to do confidence. Let's see. Where's our confidence board? Let's see. I think it's this one. Consumer confidence survey, right? Yep, there it goes. So the report consumer confidence survey by the conference board. So what is it? And we will, let me see. What other can I look for? What other rule? I'm gonna do this, right? What are some odd jobs? So we could say a thank you note writer. All right, we'll use thank you note writer because that's interesting. All right. So let's go to the actual. What is the conference board's consumer confidence survey? Is like a big poll to see how confident people feel about the economy. Every month, a group of people across the United States answer questions about how things are going in their lives financially and what they expect to happen in the future. They answer questions like, do you think jobs are easy or hard to find? Are you making more or less money than before? Do you think things will get better or worse in the next few months? From their answers, we get two main scores. The present situation index. This score tells us how people feel right now about the economy. Then we also have the expectations index, which is based on how people feel about the future of the economy. So not how they feel today, but how they feel about tomorrow. These scores help businesses and the government make decisions. For example, if a lot of people say they feel worried about the future, businesses might not spend as much money on new projects. The survey acts like a mood check on the economy, helping everyone understand how Americans feel about spending money, finding jobs, and saving for the future. All right, so let's say a thank you note. Like how does this consumer confidence survey affect a thank you note writer? So thank you note writer. Because I never knew there was some such thing as a professional thank you note writer. That's news to me, all right? So it says, so we know what that is. So let's say you're a small business owner who sells customized thank you notes, right? Because I mean that makes sense because when I go to Walmart and I go into the greeting card section, there are thank you notes there. So apparently there are thank you note writers, right? So let's say you're a small business owner who sells customized thank you notes. If the consumer confidence survey indicates that consumers feel optimistic about the economy, they might be more willing to spend money on personal touches, like sending thank you notes for gifts or services they've received. This could lead to an increase in sales for your business. On the other hand, if the survey shows that consumers are feeling uncertain or pessimistic, they might cut back on non-essential purchases, including thank you notes. This could lead to a decline in sales and might make you rethink your inventory or marketing strategy. So, in summary, more people buying thank you notes means more sales for you if the confidence is up. If confidence is down, fewer people are buying thank you notes and possibly a drop in sales. Bruh. It happens. It happens. All right. So, let's jump into the report, see what it's about, what they're saying. What are the numbers telling us, right? So let's see. So released Tuesday, January 28th, 2025, the latest press release. US consumer confidence retreated in January. The Conference Board's Consumer Confidence Index declined by 5.4% in January to 104.1. December's reading was revised up by 4.8 to 109.5, but was still down 3.3 points from the previous month. The Present Situation Index, the PSI, based on consumer assessment of current business and labor market conditions, fell sharply in January, dropping 9.7 points to 134.3. The Expectations Index, based on consumers' short-term outlook for incomes, business, and labor markets, fell 2.6 points to 83.9, but remained above the threshold of 80 that usually signals a recession is ahead. The cutoff date for preliminary results was January 20th, 2025. Consumer confidence has been moving sideways in a relatively stable, narrow range since 2022. January was no exception. The index weakened for a second straight month, but still remained in that range, even if in the lower part, said Dana M. Peterson, chief economist at the conference board. All 5 components of the index deteriorated, but consumers' assessments of the present situation index experienced the largest decline. Notably, views of the current labor market conditions fell for the first time since September, while assessments of business conditions weakened for the second month in a row. Meanwhile, consumers were also less optimistic about future business conditions and to a less extent income. The return of pessimism about future employment prospects seen in December was confirmed in January. Oh, that sucks. But it is. That is how people feel. So, by age group, January's fall in confidence was led by consumers under the age of 55, which would be a lot of people. Consumers age 55 plus saw a small uptick in confidence. By income group, the sharpest decline in confidence was seen in households earning over $125,000. Oh, interesting. So the household earning over $125,000 had the largest decline, while consumers at the bottom income range reported the strongest gains. That's interesting. Yeah, all right. Okay. The confidence gap between the top income group and those making between 75K and 100K narrowed as well. Interesting. All right, so there goes the chart of the confidence. All right, so Dana Peterson added, nonetheless, there were positive notes in other aspects of the survey. Consumers viewed their family's current financial situation were more positive, and 6 months expectation for family finances to reach new series high. Well, that's to celebrate. The proportion of consumers anticipating a recession over the next 12 months also was stable near the series low. The measures are not included in calculating the consumer confidence index. Consumers also remain bullish about the stock market, even if a bit less so than the end of 2024. Over half of consumers, 52.9%, expected stock prices to increase over the year ahead, compared to just 23.7% who expected stock prices to decline. Oh, you're such a Debbie Downer. You guys are such a Debbie Downer, right? So, average 12-month inflation expectation increased 5.1 to 5.3% in January, likely reflecting stickier inflation in recent months. Additionally, references to inflation and prices continue to dominate write-in responses. More than 51.4% of consumers now expect expect higher interest rates over the next 12 months. The share expecting lower rates dropped from 28.5% last month to 23.9%. That's like almost a 5% drop. This is consistent with the recent signaling that by the Feds that the pace of interest rates cuts may slow in 2025, as well as ongoing increases in mortgage rates. What are the current mortgage rates? Let's see. I'm gonna use Yahoo because somehow Google always gives me bad, like it always never gives me the interest rates, right? So let me see current interest or mortgage rates. So the current, I guess we can use Rocket Mortgage for that. The current, oh, jeez, just give me the number. Just give me the number, right? Just give me the number. Just give me the number. That's all right. Let's do Nerd Wallet. Nerd Wallet says nothing. Oh my God, you guys are so annoying. You guys are so annoying. Maybe we shouldn't use Yahoo either. Let's try Bankrate. One more and then I quit. It shouldn't be this hard to get this information. I see Forbes. I'm going to go back to Google. See Freddie Mac. Look at that. So we were fighting with Yahoo. That's why nobody uses Yahoo anymore, to be honest with you, right? But it says for 30-year fixed rate mortgage, 6.95%. For a 15-year fixed rate mortgage, it is at 6.12%. Double. Wowzers, right? So there we go. So let's get back to our article. And we are here. All right, so let's keep reading. Is on a 6-month moving average basis, purchasing plans for homes and cars were flat in January. More consumers plan to buy big ticket items over the next 6 months than not, but that share was down slightly. Consumers buying plans were flat for most appliances and still down for electronics on a 6-month moving average basis. Separately, consumers continue to express intention to purchase additional services in months ahead, especially dining out and streaming. Vacations plans continue to trend downward at the start of 2025. So it says our present situation, consumers' assessments of current business conditions deteriorated in January. 18.4% of consumers said business conditions were good, down from 21%. 15.4% of business conditions were bad, unchanged from December, so they still feel the same way. Consumers' appraisals of the labor market plunged in January. 33% of consumers said jobs were plentiful, down from 37.1% in December. 16.8% of consumers said jobs were hard to get, up from 14.9%. All right. So expectations 6 months hence. Consumers were less optimistic about the outlook of business conditions in January. 20.9% of consumers expected business conditions to improve, down from 22.7%. 18.7% expected business conditions to worsen, up from 17.3%. So that's over a percentage point, right? Consumer assessment of the labor market outlook remained pessimistic. 19.4% of consumers expected more jobs to be available, down from slightly down from 19.8% in December. 20.3% anticipated fewer jobs, unchanged in December. So basically, people do not have a good current outlook on the next 6 months as well. Let's see. I think that's about it for this article. Let's go back to full screen. All right, let me see. Let me check the chat real quick, and then we will continue with the show. Let's see. Magnetar says, still too high. I agree. It says for me at least. Nope, it's not. It's not only for you at Magnetar. It is too high. It is too high. Those rates are crazy. Like that is twice the rate that I got back in when I refinanced back in 2020. So when I bought, it was at 3.8% in 2015. When I refinanced in 2020, it was at 2.8%. So it's high. It is high. It is like in 4 to 5 years. That's a big increase. That is a big increase. All right. Let me see. All right, we are going to do. Let me see. What did I say we're gonna do? We're gonna do the. I think we're gonna do the. We are going to do the tariffs now. Let me see. Yeah, let's do the tariffs. Let's do the tariffs. All right. So let's go over to here and we're going to start talking about the tariffs are starting today, February 1st, 2025. So let's watch what's going on with this. All right. Catch these hands. No, not catch these hands. Not today. We are catching these tariffs. Let's watch.
Other countries charge us tariffs. We don't charge them tariffs. And it's about time that changes.
U.S. President Donald Trump on Saturday will implement 25% tariffs against Canada and Mexico and 10% on Chinese goods.
Tariffs don't cause inflation, they cause success. They cause big success. So we're going to have great success. There could be some temporary short-term disruption, and people will understand that.
Earlier, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau vowed a forceful response to any new U.S. tariffs.
We won't relent until tariffs are removed, and of course, everything is on the table.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has said Trump's tariffs would cost 400,000 U.S. jobs and drive up prices for American consumers. Trump's order and retaliatory tariffs from Canada and Mexico threaten to disrupt nearly $1.6 trillion in North American trade, as well as effectively end a 30-year free trade system that has deeply integrated the three economies. The largest sector by far to be affected by new tariffs would be autos and auto parts. Clark Packard of the Cato Institute explains.
The U.S., Mexico, and Canada have pretty tightly integrated supply chains. So the average car made in the U.S. or in the Mexico, Canada, U.S. zone tends to travel across borders up to 8 times. And so if you're imposing a tariff of 25% each time a part comes across the border, or if the whole automobile crosses the border, it's going to get pretty costly pretty quickly.
Mexico and Canada account for more than half of all auto parts exported to the United States. The new tariffs are expected to pressure the bottom line of major U.S. automakers that have plants in Mexico, like General Motors, ultimately raising prices of SUVs and pickup trucks for U.S. consumers. Economists warn the tariffs would also spark major increases in the price of imports, such as aluminum and lumber from Canada, and fruits, vegetables, beer, and electronics from Mexico.
So that is what they say is happening starting today, right? Do we think that, and here's the question. The reasoning gave for the tariffs on Mexico and Canada is due to those respective countries not stemming illegal immigration, going across their borders, right? For China, it's for different reasons. But do we think that, all right, will the U.S. be bullied by Canada and by Mexico into like, oh, so my question is, who is it going to hurt more? Is it going to hurt the U.S. more, or is it going to hurt those countries more? Are they willing to go to money? Are they willing to go to money battle, right? with their because if it's going to hurt us, right? Is it possible, like, if it's going to hurt us, is it going to hurt only us or is it going to hurt them as well? So that's my question. And who can last longer? Because when Colombia said we're not taking our people back, and you want to do a tariff? Bring it. We are right here. Colombia said, bring it. We are right here. And the U.S. said, okay, we brought it. You got tariffs on everything. And we're taking your visas away.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
They said, you know what? That was just a jokey joke. We were just kidding. We were just kidding. It was a joke. Don't take us seriously. You can send those guys back. We have a nice place waiting for them. So it was a joke. No tariffs needed. All right. So that's my breakdown of how that went down. You know, it might have changed recently, but that's how I saw that. But we shall see. I don't know about this whole tariff thing, because some economists will say that, well, it's going to raise prices on the stuff that we bring in here. Or does it level off the playing field? Because do we eat the costs of tariffs that other countries charge us, and do we make them eat the cost? Because let's put it like this, right? Let's say you import coffee from Colombia, right? This is just I could be totally wrong on this, right? I probably need a lesson from the wealth building journey on this, but let's say you import coffee from Colombia, and when we send something to them, they charge us a percentage of what we're sending to them, and we don't charge them, right? So now we say, well, it's not fair. We're going to charge you for your coffee, and this is, well, we're just going to raise the prices on our coffee that we sell to your people. Now, what if there is another country who makes coffee, which makes great coffee, and they say, well, we're not going to charge you for the item that you send us, and we're going, and if you don't charge us for what you send us. So now their coffee that they're sending us, it's going to be cheaper than the Colombian coffee. So unless you are an avid Colombian coffee drinker, then you would say, all right, well, I'll pay the extra money. But for someone like me, I'm like, I'm going to go for the best. I'm going to go for the best price coffee, right? It might not taste the same. I don't care. I'm going to go for the best price coffee. So it just depends. It depends on the person. Like, there might be some items that the price will go up, but that also opens the door for competition, in my humble opinion. I could be totally wrong, but that's how I see it. I love competition. If you're going to charge me more for something, I'm just going to find somebody else who's going to not charge me more. So that's my thoughts on it. Right. So anyways, that's the whole tariff thing. Let's take a quick look at this Wall Street Journal key points on this whole thing. Right. So it just said, I just want to read this part right here. So key points of this whole tariff thing: Trump's 25% tariff deadline is approaching, potentially leading to a supply chain disruption, higher inflation, and increased costs for groceries, autos, and energy. Confusion and legal challenges are likely as businesses adjust to the new tariffs, which could raise consumer prices and impact industries such as steel, energy, and consumer electronics. The steel industry might benefit from the tariffs, while domestic buyers of steel and consumers of imported goods could face higher costs. So that's the key points from the Wall Street Journal. We'll see how that goes. I'm curious to see how that plays out. Remember, there were tariffs in between 2017 to 2021, right? And the economy seemed to be humming along. So we shall see. We shall see how that all goes down. All right. So we will keep an eye on that. We'll have a tariff tracker. You know what? It's a good idea. Let me write that down. Let me find somewhere to write this down. I want to do a tariff tracker. Let me put that up here. Tariff watch. Maybe a tariff watch. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but that'll be pretty cool to have something like where we can watch the tariffs, right? So, but let's go back to our numbers for today. We are not going to be here forever. We might skip some stuff. Let's go to, got to fix this filter. Let's go to here. And what else we got? So FOMC statement. So the Federal Reserve, the U.S. Federal Reserve Federal Open Market Committee statement is a primary tool the panel uses to communicate with the investors about monetary policy. So let me go to, let's go here. Let's go to FOMC. Do we have all right, Federal Open Market Committee, right? So what is the FOMC? It is, so Federal Open Market Committee is a group of quote unquote important people from the Federal Reserve, which is like the USA's bank for banks. They meet to decide things about money and interest rates to help keep the economy running smoothly. Their goal is to make sure prices don't go too high. That's called inflation. Well, they've done a great job at that, right? All right, I'm gonna ask, if your job is to make sure that prices don't go too high, how do you let it get to 9-10% interest rates, right? How do you let it get to the price of eggs being $15 for a case? Like something ain't right. Something ain't right. It says keep people working by helping businesses grow. And see me about this keep people working, right? I have some concerns about the job numbers, right? Maybe I'll talk about it more next week when we get our job numbers. But it's like if they're issuing all these work authorizations, right? Well, then there's more people here who's going to be. It's like if you're here for the first time and either you're not allowed to work or you never got a job before, then you won't be counted towards the unemployment rate. But once you start working, that's gonna add to the economy as a job. So I don't know. We'll talk about it next week. But the whole way that the job numbers are calculated, it is such nonsense. It is such nonsense. Anyways, so what happens when the FOMC releases meeting minutes? It's like the notes, what the FOMC thinks about the economy, if the interest rates might go up or down, plans for inflation control, yada, 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 right? So let's take a look at what they have over here. And the last statement that they had was the 28th and the 29th. Let's go to the HTML version. We're not gonna watch the press conference because it's way too long. But what we do have the opportunity to do is it wasn't too long at all. All right, so let's take a look let's read the statement, right? I was gonna put it through the webpage summarizer, but it's not long, so let's read it. Recent indicators suggest that economic activity has continued to expand at a solid pace. The unemployment rate has stabilized at low levels in recent months, and labor market conditions remain solid. Inflation remains somewhat elevated. The committee seeks to achieve maximum employment and inflation at a rate of 2% over the longer run. The committee judges that the risk to achieve its employment and inflation goals are roughly in balance. The economic outlook is uncertain, and the committee is attentive to the risk to both sides of the dual mandate. In support of its goal, the committee decided to maintain the target range for the federal funds rate at 4.25% to 4.5%. In considering the extent of timing and additional adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the committee will carefully assess incoming data and the evolving outlook and the balance of risk. The committee will continue reducing its holdings to treasury securities and agency debt and agency mortgage-backed securities. The committee is strongly committed to supporting the maximum employment and returning inflation to its 2% objective. In assessing the appropriate stance of monetary policy, the committee will continue to monitor the implications of incoming information for the economic outlook. The committee would be prepared to adjust the stance of monetary policy as appropriate if risks emerge that could impede the attainment of the committee's goals. The committee's assessments will take into account a wide range of information, including reading on labor markets condition, inflation pressures and inflation expectations, and financial and international developments. All right. So pretty much they're saying that we want to do better, but we're not going to do better. So it is what it is. Bruh. See how we can take a long article and then just bring it down into one word? It says, we want to make things better, but we don't know how, so we're just going to move on from there. So we're going to keep everything the same, and good luck, you guys. Good luck to you. May God be with you. Godspeed, all right? So let's go to full screen. And we got my guy, A.R. Smitty, in the building. What's up, A.R. Smitty? Hopefully you are doing well. How's it going up there in Michigan for you? Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully you're doing good. I like to see my people doing well, all right? So, where to next? Let me see. We got about 20 minutes. Let me see. How much more can we get done in 20 minutes? So let's go back to over here. I already got to get this filter thing. I got to get my life together. Let me see. Here's a question. Would it be helpful if I was to move this economic dictionary that I'm using, that we built together on streams, if I was to move it online? Because right now it's hosted locally. I could move it online to be hosted on maybe Google Cloud Platform or something, and then if I got to figure out, I know if I do the customize your experience thing, it's going to be behind some type of Patreon authentication. But I think we need to have a limit to how much. I'll figure that part. I'll figure that out, right? But would you like me to move this? Would you like me to make this thing available to the public so that you can use what I'm using when I'm going through this information, right? So that's the question. If that's the case, I will have to work on it. I have to add some security measures to it. I will have to say I'll have to do something about the AI part as well, because I'm not gonna have my AI being used by everybody, you know. So, and I'm gonna have some. I don't know. I have to do some stuff with it, right? But let me know if you think it would be helpful to have this available on how I understand this economic stuff a little bit better, right? Okay. So next up we have that. Next up, GDP. GDP. We won't go into the initial jobless claims. We'll take a look at these numbers, but let's take a look at the GDP. Yeah, you know me. All right, so let's take a look at gross domestic product. And it says, what is gross domestic product? GDP. Gross domestic product is like a scorecard for the economy, for the country's economy. It tells us the value of everything. Yes, everything, right? All the goods and services produced within a country in 1 year. So breaking it down, goods are things you can touch and see, like cars, books, and toys. Services are activities that people do for others, like teaching, haircuts, and medical checkups. So why is the GDP important? So measuring economic health, GDP helps us understand how well an economy is doing. When the GDP is high, it means people are producing and buying a lot of things. When the GDP is low, it means the economy might be in trouble and people might be producing and buying less. Comparing countries, the GDP allows us to compare the size and health of different countries' economies. For example, if one country has a higher GDP than another, it generally means it has a stronger economy. Governments use GDP to make important decisions. For example, if GDP is growing, they might decide to build more schools and hospitals. If the GDP is shrinking, they might look for ways to boost the economy. Business planning, businesses look at GDP to decide whether to expand, hire more workers, or invest in new projects. High GDP usually means good times for business, while low GDP can signal tougher times ahead. Bruh. All right, so let me see. What should we use for GDP? I have a good one. I have a good one. What about this? What about this one, right? An AI music producer. How you like that? How about that?
Let's get it.
Let's get it. An AI music producer, right? So how does GDP affect an AI music producer? I don't know who's an AI music producer, but if you are, maybe the GDP can help you. Okay, so it says, let's see. So now, how does this relate to an AI music producer? Understanding market demand. If the GDP of a country is growing, it often indicates that people have more money to spend. For an AI music producer, this could mean an increase in demand for music and entertainment. More money generally means more people are willing to pay for music, concerts, or music services. So I'm hoping the GDP goes all the way up, all right? Investment in technology. A growing economy reflected by rising GDP might lead to more investment in technology and innovation. For an AI music producer, this could mean better tools, software, and resources to create music. Companies may invest more in AI technology to enhance music production. Collaboration opportunities. If GDP is high, it can also indicate a vibrant creative industry. This environment might provide more opportunities for collaboration with other artists, producers, and brands. Nope. I just need me. I just need me and my AI, right? Ultimately benefiting the AI music producers' reach and influence. Understanding the trends, a higher GDP can also lead to shifts in consumer preferences. For instance, if people start spending more on streaming services or digital music, an AI music producer would want to capitalize on that trend by creating music tailored to those platforms, right? So, in summary, the GDP gives AI music producers insight into the economic environment, which can influence everything from market demand to opportunities for collaboration and availability of new technologies. All right, so let's take a quick look at the GDP. Yeah, you know me. All right, so gross domestic product for the fourth quarter and the year of 20. Wait, that's not out yet? Hold on one second. So what was it giving us? Let me see, full schedule. All right, so we had the advanced estimate for 2024. Let's take a look at that one. So real gross domestic product increased at an annual rate of 2.3% in the fourth quarter of 2024, according to the advanced estimates released by the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis. In the third quarter, real GDP was increased to 3.1%. The increase in real GDP in the fourth quarter primarily reflected increases in consumer spending and government spending that were partly offset by a decrease in investment. Imports, which are subtraction in the calculation of GDP, decreased. So imports decreased. For more information, all right, we do that. Compared to the third quarter, the deceleration in real GDP in the fourth quarter primarily reflected downturns in investments and exports. Imports turned down. The price index for gross domestic purchases increased 2.2% in the fourth quarter, compared with an increase of 1.9% in the third quarter. The personal consumption and expenditure PCE price index increased 2.3%, compared with an increase of 1.5%. Excluding food and energy prices, the PCE price index increased 2.5%, compared with an increase of 2.2%. Real GDP increased 2.8% in 2024 from the 2023 annual levels to the 2024 annual levels, compared with an increase of 2.9% in 2023. So it's about the same in 2024 as it was in 2023. The increase in real GDP in 2024 reflected increase in consumer spending, investment, government spending, and exports. Imports increased. So 2024 as a whole, we saw some decent increases. The price index for gross domestic purchases increased 2.3% in 2024, compared with an increase of 3.3% in 2023. The PCE price index increased 2.5%, compared with an increase of 3.8%, excluding food and energy prices. The PCE price index increased 2.8%, compared with an increase of 4.1%. All right. So the next final number is going to be released February 27th, 2025, and we will be here to review that. All right. So there we go. Let's get back to our full screen. All right. Let me see what we got going on in the build. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. We have my sister in testing, Monica D, in the building. Good morning, Monica. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Lurking as you know what, whether you're lurking, whether you're in the chat, whatever it is, I truly, truly appreciate you. I love seeing you here. I love the engagement and the interaction that you have.
I appreciate you.
Hopefully you're doing well. And oh my, stop the show. We got Roxy in the building. Says, good morning, AI music producer and the chat. Good morning to you as well, Roxy. And that gives me the perfect opportunity to plug this in. So my next album is being released on February 14th, 2025 on Valentine's Day. It is called Abandoned. What a perfect theme for Valentine's Day. I think it's going to be amazing album. I can't wait for I have never ever looked forward to Valentine's Day as much as I'm looking forward to it this year because it's going to be amazing. I am planning to do Valentine's Day is on a Friday. I am planning to do a listening session. What do they call it? What do they call it when they, I guess, an album release listening session where we will be live and we're going to be listening to all the songs on the album live and giving commentary. How did I come up with it? What I was thinking about, all of that good stuff. Because guess what? 2 of the songs on there, it wasn't even my idea. It was somebody else's idea. And then I worked with them with the prompt and everything like that. And they came out to be amazing songs. I cannot wait. So you can do the link is in the description. Or if the link is in the chat, it's not, I don't think it's in the description. I should add it to the description, but it is in the chat. I'll add it to the description after the show. But you can pre-save it on Spotify. It's going to be on all the platforms. It's going to be on YouTube Music. It's going to be on Spotify. It's going to be on Apple Music, all that good stuff. And something I'm going to do, maybe I'll do it on the actual channel for our music. But something that'd be cool, right? Is to share how much money you make from like, producing music, right? Based on like the streaming platforms. I only have data right now from YouTube. Based on, and it tells you like how many times the songs are played and how much you're getting off of it. But I don't have any data from Apple, from Spotify. I don't have any of that data yet, right? So it says it takes about 2 to 3 months. So maybe around March. Oh my God. So like maybe around March, we should get that data. Give me 1 second. The baby not a baby anymore, but toddler just woke up, came trying to burst into the office. If the door wasn't locked, he would have been zooming in here and it would have been crazy, right? But yeah, like I was saying, so I think it'd be cool to check that out and see how that, because I have no idea. And I'm just curious to see how that works. And based on what I'm seeing so far, and what's coming in through like the YouTube music data, it's crazy how much people invest. And if you get a lot of plays, I guess the money's going to be good. But if not, if your album flops, you are losing a lot of money. I didn't lose anything, but Anyways, let me see how much time we have. About 7 minutes left. Let me see. And AR Smitty says, let's go. Let's get it. And if you haven't listened to the Victory album yet, it is on all streaming platforms. Just look for Victory Techco Trough in all the streaming platforms and check out that album in anticipation of our Abandoned album. All right. So that is the plan. That's what we're going to be doing. All right. Let me see. Let's try to get through one more. Let's try to get through one more today. All right. So let's go back to over here. We can sneak one more into our work for today. We don't take days off. We do not take days off. We are always working. All right. So let's see. I mean, some people some people might be fighting floods. Some people might be shoveling snow. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? But we are always working. We don't take any days off. All right. Let's see what else we got going on. We have. Let me filter. Let's do here. Let's go to. I'm gonna skip the initial job disclaims. We have time for this core personal consumption expenditure price index. Let's go to here. So let's do this, right? PCE, personal consumption price expenditure. So this comes from the Department of Commerce, and it says the Department of Commerce. The Department of Commerce's personal consumption expenditure price index is a way to measure how much prices are going up or down for things people buy, like food, clothes, and gas. Think of it as a price thermometer for the economy that tells us if things are getting more expensive or over time, or less expensive over time, which we call inflation. So this one is closely related to the GDP stuff that we're looking at, right? So here's how it works: tracking spending on goods and services. The Department of Commerce collects data on prices on the prices of hundreds of items that people commonly buy, including both goods, things like groceries and clothes, and services like haircuts and doctor visits. They look at how much people actually spend on these things. Watching prices change every month, they see if the prices of these items are going up or down or staying the same. If the prices are rising, it means that the cost of living is getting more expensive, which can make it harder for people to buy things they need. If prices are dropping, things are getting a bit cheaper. The core PCE index, sometimes they look at a special version called the core PCE that leaves out the prices of food and gas. Why do they leave out the prices of food and gas, right? Why? It says because food and gas prices can jump up and down, jump around, making it hard to see the general trend. The core PCE gives us a steadier look at price changes over time, right? So the government uses the PCE price index to help understand if prices are increasing too quickly. If prices rise too fast, people might struggle to afford their regular purchases. So the government and Federal Reserve can use this information to make decisions to help keep prices stable. All right. Let's see if we go with a. I have one. Let's say a motivational video creator / an editor, right? Let's see. All right, so example of impacts on a motivational video creator and editor, right? So budgeting for projects. If you're creating motivational videos, you might need to buy equipment like cameras and microphones, software subscriptions for editing. That's a fact. Look, I had to get a subscription to Adobe After Effects for a project that we're working on. I did not want to do it, but I did not have a choice. So we had to make a business investment, all right? But so right now I'm using Adobe After Effects and I might end up keeping it because we're doing some amazing work with it, all right? But we shall see. Anyways, it says if the PCE shows that prices are rising, you might need to increase your budget for future projects. Higher costs may mean you need to charge more for your services or find ways to save money. Setting prices for services as the PCE signals inflation, you might decide to adjust your prices for your video creation services. If your costs for editing software or hardware go up because of inflation, you need to reflect these changes in your pricing to maintain your profitability. For marketing strategies, you could use insights from the PCE to target your marketing. For example, if you notice people might be spending less on luxury items because of rising prices, you could focus on creating motivational content that highlights budget-friendly personal growth tips or stress relief techniques. Content themes. Knowing how inflation affects people can inspire your video themes. You can create content that addresses the challenges for working and thriving financially during tough economic times, which will resonate with your audience, all right? Audience engagement. Understanding how rising costs impacts your audience can help you connect better with them. You might share tips on how to maintain motivation when financial pressures are high. creating more engagement and value for your viewers, right? So pretty cool, pretty cool. So let's look at this report real quick before we wrap it up for today. We're going to take a look at that, and then we're going to go to the chat. And I also want to share why I have the purpose of having that customize your experience feature and making this public, right? So real quick, changes from month 1 year ago, we have December 2024, 2.6%, right? So let's look at the current release. And our PCE says, so personal income increased to $92 billion in December, according to estimates released today by the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis. Disposable income, personal income less personal current taxes increased $79.7 billion, and personal consumption expenditure increased $133.6 billion. Personal outlays, the sum of PCE, personal interest payments, personal current transfer payment increased $129.5 billion in December. Personal savings was $843.2 billion, and personal savings rate, personal savings as a percentage of disposable income was 3.8%. The increase in current dollar personal income in December primarily reflected an increase in compensation. The $133.6 billion increase in current dollar PCE. Oh, time to wrap it up, apparently. But let's finish this off real quick, and then we'll get out of here. Okay, so the $133.6 billion increase in current dollar PCE in December reflected an increase of $78.2 billion in spending for services and $55.4 billion in spending for goods. Let me see. So we have housing and utilities, 29.8. Transportation services, 25.9. Gasoline and other energy goods, 21.8. Let me see. Consumers. So that's the percentage of spending. So about 30% for housing, 25.9% for transportation services, gasoline and other energies, and other energy goods, 21. Other services, 17. Healthcare at 12%. Food and beverage at 11.3, motor vehicles 6.5, and so forth. All right. It says from the preceding month, the PCE price index for December increased 0.3%, excluding food and energy. The PCE index, so the core PCE index increased 0.2%. Not that big of a change. And there we have it. There. So from the same month 1 year ago, the PCE index for December increased 2.6%, excluding food and energy. The PCE price index increased 2.8% from 1 year ago, right? And if we go back to our dictionary, it says if prices are rising, that means the cost of living is getting more. So basically, the cost of living is getting more expensive. It is what it is. It is what it is. We have to figure out a way. We have to figure out a way and adjust, right? But that is it for today, right? That is it for today. So I'm going to check the chat, and then we're going to get out of here. Actually, I have one more thing to share, but let me check the chat first, right? Let's see. All right, nothing new. All right, so here's what I want to share. The reason that I like this customize your experience in here is that I don't know all the different roles that everybody has, right? Whether you are a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a nurse, whether you are a military person, whether you work for whether you're a federal employee, whether you're a software designer, whether you're a web designer, whether you're a video editor, whether you are a air conditioning salesperson, I don't know. Whatever it might be that you do, I cannot think of all those different situations. But if you want to learn more about how this economic information relates to your job, your role, then you can enter your role in there, and then it can give you a customized example of how that economic indicator affects you. And I think that's important that we actually understand this information and break it down for ourselves in a way that's relatable, because a lot of times we're just like, I don't understand this stuff. It doesn't mean anything to me, so I'm not even going to look at it. But as we see, everything is connected. Everything has an effect. And if you can have an understanding of how it can affect you, then you will care about it more. Okay? So I'm going to be working on that, on how I can get that released to you. I'll probably bring it in as a project for my tech barbarians to work on. And then we'll go from there. Okay. Let me check the last of the chat before we get up out of here. And Magnetar says that he ain't paying. getting offshore accounts like them. That will show them. I hear you, Magasar. I hear you. All right. That's it for today. That is it for today. We are going to wrap it up. I want to say first before we get out of here. So a couple of announcements. Remember, tomorrow we're going to be going live. We're going to be working on DevOps. We're going to take our Kubernetes deployment from my local Minikube Kubernetes to the cloud. We're going to the cloud, baby. I know some people live in the clouds, but I am taking our project to the clouds. We're going to deploy it on Kubernetes, and we're going to see how that is going to be. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's how we do it. So that's that. And anything else for today? I think that's it. Oh yeah. In the Patreon tonight, we're going to be having a meetup on Google Meet. Anyone who is a member of the Patreon is open to join. My guy CJ, the Wealth Building Journey, is going to be sharing about company management and economic stability, or not economic, and industry stability on how to decide if you want to invest in a stock or not. He's going to break it down to the nitty gritty to get us a better understanding. All right, so join us for that tonight. To anyone who is a member of the Patreon, free tier, paid tier, whatever, come get the insight from the Wealth Building Journey so he can help you level up your money skills. All right. That is about it. If you haven't done this already, do me a favor on your way out. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend, all that good stuff. Check out techcodrop.dev where you can sign up for the TechCoDrop Patreon. And I hope to see you guys tonight. But on that note, it's been real. You guys, like AR Smitty said, have a amazing Saturday, everyone. This is Tech Coach Ralph. We are out.
They said I never rise, tried to clip my wings, but now I own the skies. I'm the one who sings. I stood on the battlefield bold and raw. They tried to cut me down, said I taste the flaw. But here I stand now feeling tall. The doubts crumble like a castle wall.
We wanna run the wall under the burning sun.
Now I watch them run like the night undone. They wanted us down to see us crawl, but in the end we broke the fall. They fall.
They whispered words meant to twist and bind. Told me my dreams were just lost in time. But I kept my heart wild and free. Their darkness couldn't swallow me.
They laughed behind my back, called me just a dreamer. But now I'm on the track, I'm a true believer.
Look at them running, ducking and hiding. They thought we'd fall, now we're the titans.
They tried to take me down, told me I'd be nothing, but wore a broken crown. Now I'm the one bluffing.
We won the war under the burning sun.
Now I watch them run like the night undone. They wanted us down to see us crawl, but in the end we broke, they fall.
Look at them running, ducking and hiding. They thought we'd fall,
Now we're the titans. Look at them now, head in their hands. We built a kingdom from the wastelands. United and fierce, our spirits soar. They never knew we'd win this war.
we wanted it so bad. We fought, they took this fight. Now they stand so sad, blinded by our light. We won the war under the burning sun. Now watch them run like the night undone. They wanted us down to see us crawl, but in the end we broke. They fall, they fall.
Now they the shadows hiding in fear. We the beacon shining bright and clear. They echoes fade in the dust, we rise with victory's flame in our eyes. All day the shadows hiding in fear. We the beacon shining bright and clear. Day echoes fade in the dust we rise. With victories flame in our eyes.
Goodbye, crabs in the barrel, no more dragging me low. Turn my back on the sorrow, watch how strong I'll grow. I'm waving from the shoreline as I head for the sun. Life is calling me forward, now the journey's begun. Thanks so much, but it's time to say goodbye. Bye, bye, bye. Goodbye, bye, bye. I've gotta go and live my life. Tangled in their web of lies, chasing shadows in disguise. Thought they had my back for sure, realized they're one more. Walking away from shadows past me I've outgrown. They clung to my dreams while they polished their own stone. Thought they had my back, but they were pulling me down. Goodbye to the crabs, I'm leaving this tired town. Pulling me down deep below. In a barrel anger grows, crabs in corners seeking light, only find the darkest night. They laughed while I stumbled, fed doubts to my mind. Mirror reflected faces of a different kind. Chains made of whispers didn't let me fly free. Now I'm breaking loose, leaving shells in the sea. Goodbye, crabs, I'm walking free, 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 free. Dreams fade one by one, fading one by one. I won't stop till I'm gone, till I'm gone. Climbing out of pits of doubt, turn my back, no looking out. Past the sorrow, past the pain, leave your echoes in the rain. Every step I take now feels light on my feet. No more anchors pulling me down to deceit. Echoes of freedom in the beat of my heart. From the weight of the past I am ready to part. Thanks so much, but it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, bye, bye. Goodbye, bye, bye, bye. I've gotta go. The path ahead is lonely, but my spirit's alive. No more shadows around me, no more tales to contrive. Rising above from the deep darkest blue. Farewell to the crabs, I've got new skies to view.